Jeff, we're live.
Game 3 of the day, and a matchup between Rio Hondo and Antelope Valley College. Two teams coming in, playing great ball. The Marauders have won 6 straight. Meanwhile, Rio Hondo comes in having won their last 2, moving their record to 19-9 overall with an impressive 12-1 win against Taft moments ago. So both teams have defeated Taft, and now they will do battle in the finale of the day's triple header. 1-1, it's Maddie Reiser in the circle for Antelope Valley, working to Ashley Bravo to get things going here in the top of the first. Foul ball down the left field line. 2 strikes now on Bravo. It'll be Bravo followed by Kaylee Cervantes and Nadine Marquez in the top of the first. Bravo, a freshman out of El Monte High School. 1-2 pitch, roped down the left field line, but caught at third by Savannah Cervantes. So that ball was hit hard, but Cervantes positioned well to make the catch. So 1 out, and the batter will be Kaylee Cervantes. Well, that was nearly trouble, but Reiser escapes, and 1 down, base is empty. First pitch tails outside for a ball. Going to give you some numbers on Maddie Reiser. Making her 22nd appearance, her 14th start. Her record 9-3. The ERA at 2.13 in 79 innings of work. Just 63 hits allowed, 39 walks, 105 strikeouts. So Reiser, the ace of this staff, that as this season has gone on, has gotten better and better. For Antelope Valley, we talk a lot about the lineup, but the team ERA entering action today was just 3.04. So they've done the job in the circle as well. Cervantes, a freshman out of La Serra High School in Whittier, La Serna. Three balls and a strike. Reiser ready. Big swing and a miss. Count goes full on Cervantes. You'll see the assortment from Reiser. Fastball and rise ball. Also has that breaking ball that works away from the left-hander. You just saw it there. A screwball action as Cervantes lays off, and the first base runner of the day, Hondo, as Cervantes heads down to first with 1 down. That'll bring up Marquez. Start to set the defense for you shortly. Not a lot of changes in the lineup. In fact, just one. Good cut and fouled back to the screen by Marquez. Nadine Marquez out of St. Paul High School in Santa Fe Springs. Haley Johnson, Ariel Nieto, Trinity Holman, left to right in the outfield. Fly ball, left field. This one back to the wall, and it's off the wall. It's going to come back all the way back toward the infield. That's going to allow the runners to move to second and third. So Marquez hits one in the gap. Rio Hondo's got something going in the top of the first, and that ball might have got out of here, but that wind is blowing so strong from left to right, out to right center field, that it may have served to somewhat knock that ball down, heading to left center. As Marquez gave it a ride, ends up at second for Nadine Marquez. That is her 4th double on the season. And it puts runners at second and third for Heaven Wolf. First pitch in for a strike. Wolf, another freshman out of Sure High School in Montebello. AVC jumped all over Taft early and ended up with a 13-5 win in 5 innings. And they come in having won 6 in a row, so should they fall behind here, it's going to be something of a rarity over the last couple of weeks for them. But this figures to be a tough matchup against a Rio Hondo team that's very solid. 9-7 in conference play, looking for their 20th win on the season. Meanwhile, it's quickly 2 strikes on Heaven Wolf. Lourdes Soria waiting on deck. Slow chopper. Carrillo there quickly able to look the runner back and get Wolf at first. That's a heck of a play by Denise Carrillo. The infield was in, but she's got to get this on the big hop. If she's back, that's going to bring home a run. So Coach Vargas rolls the dice somewhat, bringing the infield in here in the top of the first, but gets the bouncing ball, and now Reiser can get out of the inning if she can get Soria. 1 ball and no strikes. No, that was called a strike, I believe. Okay, 0-1 on Soria. That appeared to get her, and it did. Okay, so Soria hit by the pitch will load him up, and that'll bring up Ariana Amescua. You see Soria on top of the plate, and that one tails inside. Talked about the tailing action. That might have been the screwball working into the right-hander from the right-hander Reiser. So Amescua in a big spot with the bases loaded and 2 down. First pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Ariana Amescua out of Arroyo High School in El Monte. Amescua has stepped into a bigger role with injuries becoming something of an issue for Rio Hondo over the last several weeks, with injuries to Mariah Benitez and Leilani Martinez, both missing significant time. And so Amescua moves into a starting role. Big opportunity here, a 1-1 count with the bases loaded in the top of the first. AVC been swinging the bats exceptionally well over the last couple of weeks. They've really got it going, but you've got to figure that runs are going to be somewhat tougher to come by today against a Rio Hondo team that features a couple of very good pitchers. 2 balls, 2 strikes now in Amescua. So that ups the pressure on the lineup, and it ups the pressure on Maddie Reiser. In the circle, Marauders looking to get out of a jam.
Wow.
Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the tailing action. Watch this one here. Where that goes over the plate and where it ends up in the glove of Nayeli Delgado might be 2 very different things, but the Marauders don't get the call. Breaking ball, it's high, and Reiser walks in the run. So Rio Hondo draws first blood here in the top of the first as Reiser walks Amescua. And it's 1-0, and that'll bring up Reiser's opposite number, Clarissa Evangelista, who will be in the circle for Rio Hondo. No balls and a strike as you get a look at the change. And that froze Evangelista. Back to the rise ball, and now it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Evangelista. Evangelista, 1 of 2 pitchers, along with Soria. When I say along with 2 pitchers, I'm not just speaking of generally speaking. That's it. We've seen 2 pitchers this season for Rio Hondo. Down on strikes. Reiser out of the inning, but Rio Hondo grabs the lead. 1 run on 1 hit. We're heading to the bottom of the first. Rio Hondo 1, AVC coming to bat. Right-hander Clarissa Evangelista in the circle and ready to go in the bottom of the first. She'll work to Ariel Nieto, Haley Johnson, and Savannah Cervantes. Largely the same order talked about. A slight change, one change in the lineup. Breaking ball high, 1 ball and no strikes to Nieto. For the Marauders, under head coach Cindy Vargas, as Alana Hernandez into the lineup at second base. Through on the right side for a leadoff hit. Nieto still perfect on the day. Now 4 for 4 on the day with a sacrifice fly. That's how to get it done at the top of the order. Base hit. And the leadoff batter aboard. Evangelista making her 21st appearance, her 17th start on the season. The record 9-6, an ERA of 3.59 in 87 2/3. Allowed 109 hits, walked 17, struck out 39. So expect Evangelista to be around the plate and challenge these Marauder hitters. Rise ball high. And Nieto thought about second, but holds up 1 ball and no strikes on Johnson. Haley Johnson out of Quartz Hill High School. Local product from Lancaster. Looking to lay one down and does quickly. It's Marquez there. She'll go to first. Successful sacrifice for Johnson moves Nieto to second with 1 down. And that brings up Cervantes, who had a massive game in Game 1 this morning in the victory over Taft. 3 hits, including a home run with 6 runs batted in. And she comes up again with a runner in scoring position. Nieto at second with 1 down. And there is Cervantes out of Buena High School in Ventura. Entered play today with an average of 5.06, and it's gone up from there. In for a strike. No balls and a strike on Cervantes. Extreme danger if you're Clarissa Evangelista. Bouncing ball to second. Bravo will go to first to retire Cervantes. Well, with the home run by Cervantes, AVC now with 24 home runs as a team on the season. That's in the top 5 in the 3C2A. And the wind is howling out to right field, as we've talked about. 2 down and a runner at third. Evangelista, 87 2/3 innings, has allowed just 1 home run on the season. So there's your matchup. Can Evangelista keep it in the park today? And you have to imagine that if she can, it bodes well for Rio Hondo. But that's going to be easier said than done. Not only a tough lineup, but as you can see in that picture, the wind continues to blow. 1 ball and no strikes. In on the hands. Roller to second. It's Bravo again, who will go to first. And Evangelista out of the inning. Leadoff single goes nowhere. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base. We're through 1. Rio Hondo 1. AVC nothing. It's Marauder Softball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Top of the second, Juliet Verdugo, Alexia Mayorga, and then the top of the order, Ashley Bravo for Rio Hondo. They lead it 1-0 over AVC. Marauders have run their record to 22-8 on the season. Swing and a miss for strike one on Verdugo. Going over the rest of the Marauder defense, Savannah Cervantes back at third, Denise Carrillo at short, Alana Hernandez into the game at second base, Victoria Alcantar back at first, Nayeli Delgado, the catcher, and Maddie Reiser on the mound, a ball and a strike the count on Verdugo. Juliet Verdugo, freshman out of Lucerna High School as well in Whittier. Breaking ball on the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. And we're back live. There's a look at that last pitch that ran the count to 1-2. Back to the outside corner and got it. Well, after walking in the run, Reiser was able to fan Evangelista to get out of the inning and now starts out the second with a strikeout of Verdugo. 1 down, so perhaps Reiser settling into a groove. It was really one mistake in the top of the first, that ball out over the plate that Marquez took to left center for a double. That really set the stage eventually. Amascua walked for the lone run. Reiser just comes up without the ball. That's going to be an error. Had time to get Mayorga. But Reiser just starts to throw without the ball. Saw Taft take advantage of a couple of errors en route to a 5-run inning. So how quickly a miscue in the field can lead to a big inning. And that's what the Marauders will look to avoid as we go back to the top of the order with Ashley Bravo. Bravo coming into action today. Batting .284, no home runs, 17 runs batted in. Foul ball, a ball and a strike. Rio Hondo, an interesting team. Solid team batting average, now up to .338 after the victory over Taft earlier today. But the slugging percentage, somewhat middle of the pack at .435. This is a team that will really look to do their damage by consistently getting runners on, moving runners over. Small ball, for lack of a better term, but they also have just 30 stolen bases as a team, so they're not going to be particularly aggressive on the base pass, at least statistically. But they're not going to kill you with a lot of power either. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just solid contact up and down the lineup. But you can get a lot of damage done with a team batting average of .338. No matter what kind of hits you're getting. 2-2. Called strike 3. Another strikeout for Reiser. This time getting Bravo. 2 down. Mayorga still at first, and that'll bring up Cervantes. Cervantes batting .442 on the season. No home runs, 18 runs batted in. Walked her first time up. First offering from Reiser, low. Good job by Delgado to keep that one in front. 1 ball, no strikes on Cervantes. Fly ball, left field. Playable for Johnson, who's got it to retire the side. So an error, but no damage done for the Marauders. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Rio Hondo on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Clarissa Evangelista back in the circle for the first time since April 5th. That was a 4-0 loss against Mount San Antonio. Soria has been in the circle for the last 2 wins at Mount San Jacinto and earlier today against Taft. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Amy Manzo, who moves to the DP role here in Game 2 today. So tough assignments for Evangelista, who gets the Mounties a week ago and now gets the Marauders here in Game 2 today. 2 balls and no strikes. Trying to keep Rio Hondo in their winning ways. They've won their last 2. They had lost 2 straight going against LA Mission and Mount San Antonio. The first week in April, that broke a string of 8 consecutive wins previous to that. Under longtime head coach Bianca Urquidy. 3 balls and no strikes on Manzo. Here's the pitch. In for a strike. 3-1 on Manzo. 1 of 4 sophomores on this AVC squad. Inside and fouled away. That was a good job by Evangelista, working that inside corner, and all Manzo could do was fight it off. Amy Manzo, the sophomore out of Pete Knight High School in Palmdale, now facing a full count. Evangelista rocks and fires and misses outside. Second inning in a row, the leadoff batter aboard for the Marauders. And the batter will be Denise Carrillo. Denise Carrillo, another player for the Marauders out of Pete Knight High School in Palmdale, along with Manzo. A year apart. But nonetheless, the Marauders bring in an awful lot of local talent into the program. Cindy Vargas has been heading this program for 20 years now. Bunted foul, no balls and a strike. Trinity Holman on deck. Evangelista with the sign. Here's the pitch. Rise ball high. 1-1. Now on Carrillo. It's Alexia Mayorga on left. Kaylee Cervantes in center. Ariana Amescua in right. Nadine Marquez at third. Heaven Wolf at short. Ashley Bravo at second. Lourdes Soria at first. Juliet Verdugo behind the plate. And Clarissa Evangelista in the circle. Bunted in the air. Easy play for Evangelista. The throw back to first, not in time. Good job by Manzo to get back. That was trouble right off the bat. Lucky for the Marauders, it hung in the air just long enough that Manzo was able to just scramble back and stay out of the double play. So the runner still at first with 1 down, and that'll bring up Holman. Holman now batting .312, 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in on the season. Change of beauty in for a strike. There is Holman standing in from the right side out of Highland High School. Rise ball again high and a throw down from Verdugo. Manzo back, a ball and a strike. The count now on Holman. We'll have Marauder softball again for you on Tuesday. And the Marauders will be back in action for a doubleheader against San Bernardino Valley. 2 balls and a strike. Of course, when we get back to conference play, we'll keep an eye on the Marauders trying to keep pace with Bakersfield. Just 1 game back, but the Renegades haven't lost in conference play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now on Holman. See, Evangelista has not been afraid to come back inside, work that inside corner. Again, she's able to bust it inside to Holman and get it far enough inside that Holman really can't turn on it. Here's the 2-2. Back to the outside corner. Missed it. And the count goes full. Manzo at first. 3-2 on Holman. High and outside. Couple of walks in the second. 2 on, 1 out. And Alcantar will be the batter. Victoria Alcantar, out of Apple Valley High School, freshman, and she did a terrific job coming in, relieving Emily Serra in the victory over Taft earlier today. Went 2 2/3 scoreless to wrap up the 13-5 win. Back at first base here for game 2. Bouncing ball on the right side. That'll move the runners up as Soria is able to take it to first for the out. Alcantar retired, and that'll bring up Alana Hernandez. Hernandez with a pinch hitting appearance in game 1 today. In fact, it was Hernandez at the plate who delivered the RBI single that wrapped it up in 5. Coming in to pinch hit for Amy Manzo. So Hernandez gets the start here in game 2 and has a cut at the first pitch and fouls it back. No balls and a strike. Alana Hernandez, freshman out of Buena High School in Ventura.
Hernandez also quickly pointed out after the game that it was her that turned a double play late in that ball game. So just wanted to correct that. Per Alana
Hernandez into the lineup. So yes, doing it in all phases. Let's make sure we give all credit. No balls and 2 strikes. I don't know. Usually, I don't get to actually deliver the names on the double plays. Would that I could. So I might not have just specifically referenced it. I don't remember, but if I did, I certainly apologize.
We accredited to
make
Manzo.
Sure that Alana Hernandez, cold strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Evangelista able to wriggle out of the jam. Couple of walks. And the Marauders leave 2 on base. We're through 2. 1-0. Rio Hondo. It's Marauder softball here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Top of the third, 1-0 game. Heart of the order due up for Rio Hondo. Marquez, Wolf, and Soria against Maddie Reiser. Back in the circle, Rio Hondo with the 1-0 lead on the strength of a single run in the top of the first. So here is Marquez. A double her first time up. First pitch in for a strike. Marquez came in batting .284, a home run, 10 runs batted in. Yeah, Rio Hondo as a team coming in with just 5 home runs. That one ripped, but twisting foul. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Marquez. But in these conditions, anyone can take one out, to be sure. Riser ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Back to the changeup, and Marquez just able to foul tip and stay alive. But she was fooled on this pitch. No question about it. That's a good job by Marquez to still have the bat control to get a piece and stay alive. Riser ready into the wind. Fouled away again. Nadine Marquez 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in the win earlier today against Taft. So she's having a big day at the plate. 0-2. Staying off speed is Riser, just outside a ball and 2 strikes. See if Riser looks to change speeds with the 1-2 pitch. Up high, no. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's in for a strike. Cold strike 3. Marquez down on strikes, and breaking ball on the inside corner, and Marquez just couldn't pull the trigger. 1 down. That'll bring up Heaven Wolf. Grounded to short. Her first time up. Wolf coming in batting .466 on the season. No home runs, 25 runs batted in. And there is a look at the freshman, Heaven Wolf. 1 down, base is empty. Riser ready. Change outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Foul back. 1-1. Wolf 1 for 3 earlier today in the win over Taft. A couple of runs scored. A ball and a strike. Riser ready. Here's the pitch. Low. 2 balls and a strike on Wolf. Again, keeping it down to Wolf. And now Riser behind 3 balls and a strike.
I think the wind is also knocking that pitch down. It is really blowing out of here.
Wolf on the season. 9 walks against 8 strikeouts. Soft line drive into center. That's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Nieto. That'll hold Wolf to a single. So a 1-out single for Heaven Wolf.
And Jeff,
base runner for Rio Hondo.
Jeff, I know you're remote, but the wind is turned just a little bit, blowing in now from left center. So really knocking
You can see
the
the flag
down.
from behind home plate. And it is shifted, and it is still gusting. Popped up. Left side, Cervantes there. That'll hold Wolf at first, 2 down. And Amescua will be the batter. She drew a walk her first time up, forcing in a run. So far, that's the difference.
See that
here in the bottom of the third, and there's a look at the flag. And yeah, really, it looks from that angle, Mike, like it's blowing
changes.
right at that right field foul pole.
I don't know if Lancaster winds are trying to do their best impersonation of the winds that you're seeing at the Masters in Augusta right now, but you know, they seem to be changing every hole or every inning.
No balls and a strike.
You watching any of that?
A little bit. Yep. This is how far I've fallen in my knowledge of golf. I didn't realize that the player who's leading, whose name I didn't even really recognize, is the #1 player in the world. So I guess I'm a little behind in my keeping up on my PGA Tour news. In on the hands, slow roller to second. Hernandez will go to first and retire the side. Rio Hondo strands a base runner. We head to the bottom of the third, 1-0 in favor of Rio Hondo. It's Marauder Softball on SoCalCowboySports.com. Bottom of the third, top of the order due up for AVC, trailing at 1-0. Nieto at the plate, a base hit, her first time up. Eventually stranded at third. And one bounces back to the screen, 1 ball and no strikes on Nieto. That average continues to climb for Ariel. 413 coming into the game. Pop fly, right side, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Well, AVC has had the leadoff runner aboard in each of the first 2 innings, but so far Evangelista has been able to get out of trouble and hold the Marauders scoreless as she works in the third. The 1-1 pitch. At the knees, called strike 2. Really good sinking action on this pitch, and it's just not a whole lot that Nieto can really do with that pitch. Here's the 1-2. Out of play. Mentioned earlier today, Nieto 3 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. 3 runs scored in the win against Taft. Fly ball, right center, deep, back, and gone. Well, only 1 home run allowed on the season by Evangelista, but anything that is hit well on that right side is going to carry. And that one gets out for Nieto. Her 3rd home run on the season. She's 5 for 5 on the day. And that one cleared with room to spare. And that's terrific power from Ariel Nieto. Don't be fooled at the top of the order. A tremendous leadoff hitter for this team, but that's the 3rd home run on the season. So that isn't exactly out of nowhere that she takes one out of here. Game evened up at 1 apiece. Mike, as luck would have it, I'm reading a book about a very famous game involving the Cubs from 1979, a game that the Cubs lost 23-22. And the story of that game was that the wind was howling out that day at Wrigley Field, and it was a nightmare for pitchers. Any ball that got up into the air was going to go. And it appears to be relevant to today's proceedings, as it's 2 balls and no strikes to Johnson. But it would appear that if you can square one up at all and get it in the air out to center field or right field, it's going to get out of here. That is a tough assignment for any pitcher. Johnson way ahead. There is a look at Haley Johnson. Here's the 3-0. That's up and out of the zone. Johnson walks on 4 pitches. And the Marauders, who have tied it up at 1, now have a runner aboard with Savannah Cervantes coming to the plate. And Rio Hondo will conference up, maybe buy Evangelista a little bit of time. See if they can settle themselves down. They were cruising along with a 1-0 lead in the third. But Ariel Nieto took one out to right field, tied it up at 1. Now Johnson is aboard. Still nobody out in the bottom of the third, and the dangerous Savannah Cervantes coming to the plate. Cervantes now up to 39 RBIs on the season, and it occurs to me I was wondering where she might rank among the leaders at 39 runs batted in. That's a gaudy number. Inside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes.
I can't imagine that they're going to pitch her anything outside, considering where the wind's blowing right now.
And the 39 runs batted in has Cervantes in the top 10 in a tie for 8th in the 3C2A. Hit hard, and it gets by Marquez. Everybody going to be safe, and I think as hard as Cervantes hit that ball, it's hard to imagine that's not going to go down as a base hit. Marquez inside the bag at third, and not a whole lot of time. That's where the term hot corner is relevant. Perhaps even more the case in softball, where so often that third baseman will be even with the bag, inside the bag. Have to be so quick to come up with that ball. Marquez not able to do it cleanly. Runners now at first and second with Delgado at the plate. Fouled out a play by Delgado. No balls and a strike. Nayeli was the designated player earlier. Now gets the start behind the plate in game 2, batting .307, 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. A big chance for Delgado to put the Marauders out in front. Still nobody out with 2 on. Breaking ball comes in high, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Evangelista, who had been so solid through the first couple of innings, now somewhat out of sorts. Fouled away again by Delgado. Now she's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Evangelista taking a little time. Now she's on the rubber and ready to go. The 1-2 pitch to Delgado. Just outside. Watch this one. Cutting action, moving away from the right-hander and just off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a great eye from Delgado to take that pitch. Popped up, back toward the screen. And another chance for Delgado. Verdugo couldn't quite get there in time. Well, Evangelista tried the outside corner, then came back inside to Delgado, who fought it off, and the battle continues. 2-2 pitch. Just high. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and I sense a little agitation on the part of Evangelista, and I don't know if it's related to that she just can't seem to get Delgado out of here, or if maybe she thinks she's been squeezed a little bit on a couple of pitches. Payoff pitch. Fouled away again. In any event, it's a pretty good series of pitches from Evangelista, and it's to Delgado's credit that she has been able to take those pitches and foul off a couple of pitches and continue this at bat. High fly ball, shallow left field, moving in. It's Mayorga. And Mayorga has it to retire Delgado. 1 down, runner still at first and second. That'll bring up Amy Manzo. Manzo walked leading off the second. Manzo comes in batting .266, a home run, 12 runs batted in. Evangelista has the sign. First pitch, foul ball on the right side, and it drops. So Manzo still alive. No balls and a strike. See Denise Carrillo on deck. The Marauders looking for the lead in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 from Evangelista. Lifted down the right field line. And that was a fair ball. Just dropped in. And Manzo was able to make it to second. Or no, ended up at first. The runners advanced to second and third. So now they're loaded. Apologies, that was hard to tell down that right field line as that ball got down just inside the line. Let's watch the replay here. Man, that got down quick.
Shouldn't that be a force out? Huh?
And the ball, yeah, I'm a little bit confused. It looked like they wanted to put the tag. I'll tell you this, it's a heck of a slide from Savannah Cervantes because that ball beat Cervantes. But at first and second, with the ball down, I'm not sure I understand why that's not a force. I'm with you, Mike. 1 ball and no strikes.
Is her foot
so
on the
it drops
bag?
just inside the line. Oh, because she's not on the bag. That's a good job. From that angle, you can see, I believe is that Ashley Bravo at second. Meanwhile, back to live action, and that ball caught at second.
Double play.
And the side retired. Let's let you look at the replay with the infield in. That's a big, big play. So let's stay with this for 1 second. As that's a line drive off the bat of Carrillo, and Bravo there to make the catch and then put the tag on Manzo. So the line out double play gets the Roadrunners out of the jam, and we'll head to the fourth, tied at 1. AVC, Rio Hondo here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Brand new ball game as we head to the top of the fourth. Tied at 1. It'll be Evangelista Verdugo and Mayorga, the bottom of the order, due up for Rio Hondo. Well, we had a little weirdness at the top of the inning, but strange play at second base. But I think upon looking at that replay on the ball that we wondered if it was a force out, that the throw came in wide of the bag, and that's why we saw the tag, is the foot wasn't on the bag for the force out. That loaded him up, and just as it appeared as though the Marauders might really have something going, they line into a double play as a terrific throw from Carrillo just gets Evangelista at first for out number 1. But remember that play with Carrillo at the plate, because the Marauders had him loaded with 1 out, but the line drive to Bravo, and Bravo puts the tag on the runner. And Evangelista and the Roadrunners are out of the inning, and we stay tied at 1. 1 down, and Verdugo will be the batter. Verdugo, a strikeout victim, her first time up. Line drive, left center. This will drop in for a base hit. Nieto over to cut it off, has some trouble, and Verdugo able to take second. Interesting to see if that goes down as a double or if they don't call that a single and an error. Perhaps, as Nieto had been able to get over to cut that ball off, but a little trouble finding the handle, and Verdugo very alertly with the play in front of her, able to take second. And it looks like for now, they're going to go ahead and call that a double for Verdugo. Either way, a runner at second with 1 down, and the Roadrunners can perhaps regain the lead if they can get a base hit to the outfield. Curveball in for a strike to Mayorga. No balls and a strike. Mayorga reached on an error her first time up. Down the left field line and foul. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Mayorga. And you continue to see that flag. I don't even want to say flapping in the breeze. That just doesn't do it justice. That's snapping in the breeze. No balls, 2 strikes on Mayorga. Riser ready. Rocks and fires and gets the strikeout. Mayorga down on strikes. 2 down. Verdugo still at second. Back to the top of the order with Ashley Bravo, who's 0 for 2. Lined out and struck out in 2 trips.
Pinch hitter.
And no, it's Ashley Bravo, I believe. Number 6, Michael?
Yeah, they almost batted out of order.
Okay. So here is Bravo. 0 for 2 in the win over Taft earlier today, but did score a couple of runs. But now with a chance to drive in what would be a big run. No balls and a strike as she fouls it away.
Yeah, Cervantes went up to bat before, but before she was able to take a pitch, they said, hey, Bravo's got to bat first. So, good catch.
No balls and a strike on Bravo. Riser kicks and deals. And back of short, it's going to drop in for a base hit. Carrillo's got it, turns to throw, but they will not get Verdugo. The Roadrunners take the lead as Bravo is able to take second after an RBI single. Well, just enough strength for Ashley Bravo to get it over the head of Carrillo and drop it in for a base hit. Rio Hondo back out in front 2-1 here in the top of the 4th.
The wind
and as the
really,
throw from Carrillo came in, Bravo alertly takes second. So a runner still in scoring position, and now Cervantes will be the batter. Cervantes came in batting .442.
Jeff, and I don't know if you could see that on the replay there, but the wind not only affecting the hit, but also the throw home and working against the Marauders on that one.
Do you have to throw it a little bit toward the stands and let the wind kind of bring it back?
Yeah.
From right to left? I am in master's mode. You got to play the wind a little bit.
Sound like you were in white men can't jump mode.
Well, when am I not? No balls and 2 strikes on Cervantes, who's 0 for 1, flied out and walked. 2 trips, but that's a big play. Again, the throws so often become so important because Bravo picks up that play and ends up at second. Now, if Cervantes can deliver a base hit, which she won't, and she's down on strikes, breaking ball in for Reiser and out of the inning, but there was some danger before Reiser got the job done. 1 run on 2 hits. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Roadrunners back out in front, 2-1. AVC softball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Trinity Holman set to lead things off, to be followed by Victoria Alcantar and Alana Hernandez. Bottom of the order now for the Marauders, due up in the bottom of the 4th. Clarissa Evangelista back in the circle and back out in front, 2-1, as the Roadrunners get a 2-out single from Ashley Bravo to regain the lead. First pitch to Holman. Sky high. Right field, playable, all kinds of trouble. This one's going to go over the head of Amescua. And again, we see how the wind can play havoc. Meanwhile, digging hard all the way. Holman never stops. She's going to come all the way around and score. This is all about the conditions again, because this one is going to stay in the park. But watch coming into where, by all rights, that ball would usually come down. But in this wind, a good 10, 15 feet added, all of a sudden it's over her head. It one-hops the wall, and give Trinity Holman a ton of credit here because she doesn't stop at all. From the moment that ball leaves the bat, she's running hard. And because she ends up coming all the way around and scoring without a play. And how easy would it be to maybe give up a little bit on that ball and at least watch and see where it comes down? Knocked down by Wolf, the strong throw in time to get Alcantar for the first. That's a great play by Holman. It's great coaching by Coach Vargas and her staff that Holman never gives up on that play. And it's head down and digging hard from the outset. And because that's the case, it's a 2-2 game. On an inside the park home run for Trinity Holman. And for Holman, it's not the typical shot, but it's her year nonetheless. Back to the screen, no balls and a strike on Alana Hernandez. She struck out her first time up. Well, it's strange goings on in these odd conditions with the gusting wind, and it's wreaking some havoc. And meanwhile, just that quickly, break, and the Marauders and the Roadrunners are tied again at 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. No balls and 2 strikes on Hernandez. Talked about the RBI single for Hernandez in Game 1 today in the victory over Taft. And now into the lineup. Hernandez He's now appeared in 27 games on the season. Came in batting 167. Back up the middle, Wolf to her left. And again, that good strong arm at short. Gets Hernandez by a step, 2 down. Base is empty. And back to the top of the order, and Ariel Nieto, who is doing it all. Still perfect on the day. 5 for 5. Well, she's got a little ways before she catches Savannah Cervantes for the team lead in batting averages. Cervantes coming in at 518, but the way Ariel Nieto is swinging the bat, look out. Roped into left. But right there is all tied at 2 as we head to the 5th here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Nadine Marquez, Heaven Wolf, Lourdes Soria due up in the top of the 5th, a trip through the heart of the order. For the Roadrunners, first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1 to Marquez. 1 for 2 on the day, a double her first time up. Off speed again and again. Riser working that inside corner and now out in front. No balls and 2 strikes on Marquez. Marquez came in swinging a hot bat. 3 for 4 in a victory over Mount San Jacinto in the last game for the Roadrunners before they came to Lancaster for the doubleheader today. Marquez continued her hot hitting in the win over Taft earlier this afternoon, going 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. So she's now 6 for her last 9 at the plate. 0-2. Curve outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marauders wanted that call, not going to get it. Marquez still alive. 1-2 pitch. To short, Carrillo gathers and throws, but not in time. A little trouble for Carrillo, and then the throw a little off the mark as well. And Marquez aboard. Go down as an error on Carrillo. And the leadoff hitter aboard in a tie ball game in the top of the 5th. That'll bring Wolf 2 for 5 on the day. 1 for 2 in this one. Delgado thought about a snap throw down, no balls and a strike on Wolf. And the Marauders putting themselves in a precarious spot, giving extra outs to their opponent. Roadrunners with a runner on, and a count now of 1-1 on Wolf. And well, how many times can you get away with it? 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike on Wolf. Inside, there goes the runner. Throw down. And Marquez safe at second with a stolen base. 3 balls and a strike. That was a very tough pitch to handle for Delgado, so no chance of getting Marquez. That's great timing on when to run. Again, both these teams roughly middle of the pack in terms of the stolen base on the season, but both also at an outstanding percentage, so they pick their spots well. 3-1. Wolf tries to bunt it. It's caught by Delgado. It was in foul territory, but what a play by Delgado. Watch this one. This is a great reaction by Delgado. That is fantastic. 1 down. Not only do you get the out with Marquez still at second, but it ends the at-bat of one of, if not the most dangerous hitter in the Roadrunner lineup. So you take Wolf on the board, doesn't get another chance. Now it's 1 down in the first pitch high to Soria. 1 ball and no strikes. Soria, a couple of wins in the last 2 games in the circle. But that doesn't mean that she hasn't contributed with the bat. She was 3 for 4 at the plate when she went 5 innings to get the win against Mount San Jacinto in the Roadrunners' last game before the doubleheader today. And she had 5 runs batted in. How's that for helping your own cause? 5 innings of shutout ball in the circle and 5 runs batted in at the plate. Soria 0 for 1 today. Popped to third her last time up. 1-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Yeah, so Soria, back-to-back 3-hit games in games in which she pitched as well. Slow roller to short. Carrillo gathers, goes to first. To get Soria on the play, Marquez again stays at second, so 2 down. And Ariana Amescua coming to the plate. Still tied at 2. Riser trying to get out of another small jam and keep this one tied up. First pitch to Amescua. Into right field and foul. No balls and a strike. Riser with the wind. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner. The breaking ball puts Riser ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. Talked about the conference situation for AVC. In second, just behind Bakersfield. That one low, a ball and 2 strikes. Rio Hondo in a very tough conference themselves. 9-7, they're 4th in the South Coast Conference. They're 5 games back of Mount San Antonio College, but Cerritos and Long Beach also in between. Line foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Before it's all said and done, you figure Rio Hondo and El Camino have 20-plus wins along with Long Beach, Cerritos, and, of course, Mount Sac. Loaded, as always, are the Mounties. So that's South Coast Conference. Formidable, as always. A 1-2 pitch. Change just inside. Let's watch this one from the other angle. 2-2 on Amescua. Ariana already with a run batted in. Walked in a run in the first. Goes after the rise ball, down on strikes. Riser out of the inning. No runs, no hits, one error, one left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the fifth. AVC, Rio Hondo tied it 2. Heading to the bottom of the fifth, tied at 2. Johnson, Cervantes, and Delgado due up against Clarissa Evangelista. Johnson ready. Here's the pitch from Evangelista. Rise ball high for ball 1. Johnson, no official at bat, a sacrifice and a walk in 2 trips. And Haley Johnson with outstanding speed, 9 stolen bases on the season without being caught, and she's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. So Johnson typically bats in the second hole with her ability to handle the bat, but in many ways, she functions as an outstanding leadoff hitter, and she has an opportunity here to set the table in a tie ball game. Here's the 2-0. Just outside, 3 balls, no strikes. And again, Evangelista, not entirely sure on that one. Takes a little lap, but she doesn't have a lot of time to really wallow in that. She's got to get back to work. This is a tough situation, 3 balls and a strike. You don't want to lose Johnson with the likes of Cervantes, Delgado, Manzo coming up. 3-1. Back to the screen. 3-2 on Haley Johnson. Johnson batting .288 on the season, but the on-base percentage at .424 coming in, and she is the leader on the team with 16 walks, make it 17 because she had another one in this game. So she's adept at getting on base. Line drive, left center, hanging up and getting over the head of Mayorga. Johnson into second with a stand-up double. Well, that's one of those balls that I think hangs up in the wind, as everything is today, but I think this is a little harder hit than it looks like at first as well. This is a good piece of hitting from Haley Johnson. That ball out over the plate, but at the knees. She doesn't try to do too much with it, drives it the opposite way. Mayorga has that one get over her head and to the wall, and Johnson ends up at second, leading off the bottom of the fifth with a double. And a golden opportunity for the Marauders to take the lead, looking for what would be their 7th consecutive win. No balls and a strike on Cervantes, 1 for 2 at the plate, a base hit her last time up. She had a cut, fouled back to the screen. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Savannah Cervantes. Well, how do you like it if you're Savannah Cervantes? 1 for 2 in the game, and her average has gone down. Came in batting .518. Yes. 0-2 on Cervantes. Evangelista ready, rocks and fires. Bouncer to third. Marquez looks the runner back and goes to first to get Cervantes. One down. Johnson still at second, and Delgado will be the batter. She's 0 for 2. Well, Delgado just came up with a big-time play in the field in the top of the inning, reaching out and making a tremendous catch on a bunt attempt off the bat of Heaven Wolf. Now Delgado looking to help out with the bat. First pitch, swung on. Pop fly right side, twisting and foul. No balls and a strike on Nayeli Delgado, who's 0 for 2 in the game. She was 1 for 3 in the win over Taft earlier today with a couple of runs and a couple of runs batted in. Delgado now second on the team with 32 runs batted in on the season. And she would love to come up with number 33 right here. Chopper foul. She's in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Evangelista has walked 3, struck out just 1. So far through 4 1/3. Outside for a ball and 2 strikes. And you go back to the numbers on Evangelista on the season, and an 87 2/3 coming in, 17 walks, but just 39 strikeouts. So the strikeout is not the forte, generally speaking. Again, tries the breaking ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marauder hitters do such a good job of laying off that pitch to the right-handers that starts out over the outside corner and then works away from the right-hander. Evangelista ready. High fly ball, deep left at the track. It is going to stay in as Mayorga makes the catch. And again, the conditions you've got to believe are a factor. This one's well hit, but the wind that is going to launch a ball out of here to right field will serve to knock down the ball hit to left. And that one stays in at the track. Good job by Mayorga, working back to make that catch in front of the wall. 2 down. Johnson still at second, and that'll bring up Manzo. Off speed inside for a ball. That's a tough break if you're Nayeli Delgado. She hit that ball pretty hard. But again, anything on the left side, it's going to knock it down. Rise ball and a swing and a miss from Manzo. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if Natalie Delgado thought that one was out of here when she hit it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Because I think on a lot of days it would have been 1 and 2 on Manzo. Meanwhile, for Evangelista, what an opportunity here. After she gives up the leadoff double to Haley Johnson with the heart of the order coming up to maybe get out of the inning. Soft line drive. This will drop in for a base hit. Big 2-out RBI double for Manzo, heading to second. And I didn't see a call on whether Manzo's safe or not. Okay, so she is safe. Meanwhile, a great jump from Haley Johnson as Manzo delivers a 2-out hit to give the Marauders a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Jaslyn Sharp will run at second for Manzo. And for the second time, the Marauders able to come up with a big 2-out hit. This time it's Manzo who delivers big time. Evangelista is so close to getting out of the inning, but Manzo able to muscle one out over Wolf and into left field for a base hit to give the Marauders a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Michaela Chavez will pinch hit for Denise Carrillo. Chavez on the season, 12 for 32 at the plate. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. The average of 375. Out of Northridge Academy. Chavez out of North Hills, California. Looking to keep the inning alive with Sharp at second. Fastball in for a strike for Evangelista. The 0-1 pitch. Down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Evangelista ready. Bouncing ball to short. Collision between Wolf and Sharp. And that'll be the end of the inning as Sharp retired to retire the side. But the Marauders come up with a big run on 2 hits. Manzo delivers with the 2-out double to give the Marauders the lead. Heading to the 6th, AVC 3, Rio Hondo 2 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Top of the 6th. And the Roadrunners staring up at a deficit for the first time today. Now trail it 3-2. Rise are back in the circle, getting ready to work to Evangelista. Breaking ball low for ball 1. Evangelista 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. Had a cut. Count evened up at a ball and a strike. Rise ball and a swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes now on Evangelista. Evangelista at the plate, just 1 for 20 now, 1 for, or I should say, excuse me, 1 for 4 coming in at the plate in 20 games. So a little surprising, and it speaks again to some of the injury trouble that the Roadrunners have faced with a somewhat smallish roster here in 2022, that Evangelista in the lineup. Obviously, she's been outstanding in the circle, but that has not typically been the case that they have had her at the plate. Ground ball to short, and the throw to first in time to get Verdugo. But again, the Roadrunners are battling some injuries and having to go deeper into the bench as this season moves on. 2 down, base is empty, and here's Alexia Mayorga. Riser ready. Pop fly in back of third, and it drops in for a base hit. Mayorga, you just can't place it any better than that. Up over Cervantes, and it drops about a foot inside the line. And Mayorga going to be at first with 2 down. So a 2-out base hit, and Ashley Bravo will come to the plate. The Roadrunners still with a chance here in the 6th as they get back to the top of the order in Bravo. Breaking ball low, 1 ball and no strikes. Indeed. 1 ball, no strikes on Bravo. Change high, 2 balls, no strikes. And Riser, again, needs to settle. Still a 1-run game. Called strike, 2 balls and a strike, but just as we've talked about on the other side, where you don't have a lot of time to consider what has happened, you got to stay focused. Such is the case against this part of the Rio Hondo lineup. Best hitters coming up. Roped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now on Bravo. Cervantes would be next. As Maddie Riser looking for what could be her 10th win on the season against just 3 losses right now. She stands to get the win if the Marauders can hold on. Bravo fouls it out of play. Riser taking some time now, ready 2-2 pitch. Again, lifted foul. And Bravo starting to work out of a stretch where she went just 2 for 12. She had 3 hits in the win over Mount San Jacinto. Another hit in this one. So she's starting to get it going. 2-2 pitch. Roped foul again, and Riser continuing to work inside to Bravo, but far enough inside. And Bravo can't do a whole lot with it. Another long at bat. Good battle between Bravo and Riser in a 3-2 game in the top of the 6th. Riser ready, kicks and delivers. On the ground to second. Hernandez goes to first to retire the side. Riser and the Marauders out of the inning. Come back for the bottom of the 6th with AVC leading it 3-2 over Rio Hondo. Mike Zapata going to take you the rest of the way on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
bottom of the 6 here from Lancaster, and AVC on top 3-2, clinging to a 1-run lead, looking for some insurance here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mike Cepeda with you, and thank you to Jeff Stoynoff calling much of the day action. We're not done yet. Holman with an inside the park home run earlier in this one. This one off the top of the bar! Another home run for Trinity Holman. Watch it here, and we've been talking about it all day. The ball going out to right center, opposite, has been flying out there, and we see it 4-2 now. AVC will get that updated here for you on the scoreboard. Trinity Holman inside the park home run earlier. Might tack on another one. This one she takes off of the top of the fence in right center. And we'll have Mel Grimes hitting for Victoria Alcantar. What a game for Trinity Holman. So Grimes takes strike one from Evangelista. Swing and a miss, 0-2. We talked about picking up some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. And ABC does just that with one swing of the bat from Trinity Holman, second home run of the day. Contact. So you can just keep it here. Once you hear the bat, boom. The 1-2 smacked over to second base and quickly taken care of. Nice play made easy. Take a look easy by Ashley Bravo. So one down here in the bottom of the 6th. He's going to bring up Hernandez. Hernandez with an RBI earlier today in the final inning of play versus Taft in the Mercy Rule win for the Marauders. Hernandez smacks it in the right. It's a one-out signal. Shout out to our sponsors, Fonder Solari, BHE Renewables, Hunter Dodge of the West, and AES, proud sponsors of Antelope Valley College Athletics. And we may have a pitching change here for Rio Hondo. Breaking the action here from Lancaster, and the Marauders looking for more insurance in the bottom of the 6th. No pitching change, just a long conference on the mound. Evangelista stays out there. It doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier as Ariel Nieto, who's already taken one deep today. Now the batter ahead 1-0. Anderson, big hack. That one fouled back from Nieto. 1-1. You can go back and watch this game on demand. YouTube channel SoCal College Sports 1. The 1-1 low. 2-1 now here for Nieto. One gone here, bottom of the sixth. Holman has gone deep. The lead off the inning. Tack on another run to lead for AVC. This is the double play ball. And they'll only get Hernandez at second. 2 gone. No chance to get to Nieto. It'll bring up Haley Johnson. Johnson scoring the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 5th for AVC. Johnson takes ball 1. Johnson takes this one into the left center gap. And this might score another one. Going to have a play at the plate. Everyone safe. Johnson at third on RBI. Insurance run for Haley Johnson. Great job of running. Look at Nieto. She is on her horse. She is not slowing down. Will not be denied. Comes all the way around. Johnson alertly going to third. And it's 5-2 ABC with a couple here in the bottom of the 6th. It doesn't get any easier. Here comes Cervantes. And that one hits Savannah. First and third, and obviously no ill will, but the frustration level must be high right now for Evangelista. We saw her pacing the mound earlier, pacing the circle, excuse me. And after the hit, giving up to Johnson the RBI trip. That one might drop in. No, it will not. That's a great play made from right for Rio Hondo. Mesqua will end the bottom of the 6th, but we head to the top of the 7th. 5-2. ABC now with a 3-run lead. Thanks for coming, man. The last hurrah for Rio Hondo, trailing 5-2, top of the 7th. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff with you. Jeff, done for the day. And leading things off for Rio Hondo, excuse me, Kaylee Cervantes. Cervantes and followed by Nadine Marquez. The 0-1, that one sliced over to short. It's a ball that laid up. And Carrillo unable to make a play. So one on, leadoff man aboard. Here in the top of the 7th for Rio Hondo. Marquez now the batter. Heaven Wolf on deck. And let's see if Madison Reiser can brush that off and just deliver here in the top of the 7th. Win. That one into left field, base hit. Back-to-back hits. Lead off 7th for Rio Hondo, trailing by 3, looking to extend this game. So first and second. Wolf now the batter. Chopped over, double play ball. Cervantes no play at first, but does take care of the lead runner, so one gone. And the Marauders now 2 outs away. Well, congratulations to the men's volleyball team winning their regular season finale earlier this week versus Moore Park. Jemai Jeter in the broadcast cockpit, helping out with today's broadcast for AVC softball. That one in there from Reiser for a strike. Lourdes Soria. Batting, that one popped up. Cervantes with a play, no. That one's going to fall fair. Play at first. Lourdes taken care of. A lot of action on that one. On the replay, that ball hangs up. And that's just a mistake. You got to run that one out. And Lourdes thrown out at first, and now 2 gone. The Marauders 1 out away. That'll bring up a Mezcua. Mezcua made a fantastic play. Chopper, this one gets past. No play. That one gets past Carrillo, so a couple of errors in the infield by Carrillo. Lead to a run here in the top of the 7th. I don't know if they credited the first play from Carrillo that should have been caught as an error or a hit. There's no indication on the scoreboard. Runners at first and third. We have a pinch hitter here. Looks like Lourdes Espinoza will now bat for the Road Runners. Rio Hondo trailing by 2. Down to their final out. We got some drama here in the high desert. Reiser looking to finish things off. Wonder if Espinoza's maybe going to go out. The first thing she sees, no, she'll take strike 1, 0-1 on Espinoza. Reiser locates the change in for the strike. Change up again. 0-2 quickly ahead is Reiser. Riser go to the heat, the 0-2, changing the eye level, and this one fouled back. It'll remain 0-2. That ball caught by the crowd behind the netting. Everyone fired up. We'll do the 0-2 again. That one chopped. Foul. That's a great job by Savannah Cervantes letting that roll foul. That would have surely scored a run. Let's watch this here on the replay. Cervantes says, you know what? It's twisting foul. I'm going to let it go, and does exactly that right before the third base bat. So instead of a run on the board and taking that early, change there, and again, Espinoza fooled. And I wonder at what point does Riser go to the rise ball for the finish. Fifth pitch of this at bat. Riser ahead 0-2. Marauders 1 out away. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, your ball game. AVC with a huge victory here at home. They sweep the doubleheader, defeating Taft earlier today. And we'll see it here as Riser finishes off Espinoza and the Roadrunners. 5-3 your final here from Lancaster. The Marauders prevail, and they are eyeing a postseason berth and possibly a run here in 2022. That'll do it for our coverage on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Special thanks to Jeff Stoynoff, Angelo Solis, Jemiah Jeter, Aaron Devers, Byron Devers, and of course Athletic Director Tom Gang, Athletic Director and Dean of Athletics here at AVC. That'll do it for our coverage. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.